welcome back once again to this Beefcast presentation in association with mouzCCMaNa TV. Brandon, we're here at Game 3 on Ohana. What do you think is going to happen?
I think that DeMusliM's going to be aggressive because this is pretty much the best map for bio, other than Shakuras.
Yeah, relatively small map here. I think it's going to be a pretty aggressive game. I could definitely agree with you on that front.
Yeah, I mean, that medevac timing that Marine King invented and we all hate him for is just so good here.
That's such a good timing. Like when I was playing a little bit of Terran, when I was playing random, that was like what I would do every game. Didn't matter against what race. I was just like, I'm just going to 1-Rax expand and hit that 2 medevac timing with stim against every race. And it killed everyone in Diamond League. Everyone.
Yeah, it did.
Yep. Anyway, we're going to get these intros going in the bottom right-hand corner, evening up the series that last game with a beautiful deflection of a 6-gate, followed up with that stimmed bio pressure. The Red Terran, the Devil Terran himself, playing for Team Evil Geniuses. He is DeMusliM.
And his opponent in the top left corner, he's playing blue this time, as his opponent took red. He is mouzCCMaNa, and apparently he's Mouse Card Counter Mana.
There you go. Yeah, if we want to do the full names, we got Evil Geniuses DeMusliM Raid Call.
Ooh.
And Mouse Card Counters Mana. Yeah, more and more teams getting those title sponsors right now. And we've got Fnatic with Raid Call. We've got Liquid with the little app factory. LG with IM. Who else?
Yeah. EG with Raid Call as well.
Yeah, EG's got Raid Call. I think Complexity has Gamma Labs. No.
I'm not sure. Maybe.
I know that they have a title sponsor for their fighting game players.
Right.
But they don't use it for their StarCraft players. And it's either Creative or Sound Blaster or Gamma Labs. One of those. One of theirs. Anyway. Whatever. There's no Complexity players in here because there's no Complexity players in Europe that I can think of. Sorry if there are, in fact, Complexity players in Europe. But DeMusliM over here going to be going for that triple command center, or double command center, 1-Rax expand. Sorry, I thought I saw a triple command center there for a second. Crazy. And yeah, that's not something you see too much in Protoss, unless you're Flash, and then Mini just kills you. And everyone's sad.
That happens, man. Go 3CC, get 7-gated.
Yeah.
Comes with the territory. We actually see one probe in gas right now for Mana, so it looks like he wants to take a quick expansion. He got enough gas for... Well, he's got enough gas for his Stalker and Warp Gate. I don't know why he hasn't started the Stalker yet. I guess he just wants his expansion even faster, so... Definitely, I like that choice. You don't need the gas super quick for Protoss, like you need it for your robotics, but he's gonna have enough for his robotics pretty quickly anyway. And getting that expansion up quicker means, well, more late game gas and more minerals faster, so good choice.
I could definitely agree with you on that one. DeMusliM currently playing completely standard 1-Rax expand, following it up with double racks and then double gases. So we'll see what he does with add-ons on those racks, if he's looking to be a little bit more aggressive, or if he's going to be looking to play a little bit more tech-oriented, drop some engineering base relatively quickly here, or even get out that nice early factory to get to that starport tech.
Yeah, I would expect 2 reactor, 1 tech lab. That's kind of the norm now. Unless you want a lot of Marauders, you generally don't want 2 tech labs just because... Or, sorry, a lot of upgrades. You generally don't want 2 tech labs just because Marauders aren't as good as they were thought to be before. If you have Zealots, they're pretty much awful. So, hoping not... Yeah, okay, they're just 2 reactor.
Yeah, 2 reactor and the tech lab actually a little bit later there. So there's not going to be any kind of really early stim coming out right now. And with both these players playing similar builds to what they did in Game 1, Gate expand into Robo here for Mana. And DeMusliM going to be going for that 1-Rax expand, but dropping the total of 3 racks instead of 2 racks like he did on that game in Entombed Valley. I think that might be a direct reaction to the size of this map. A lot smaller map than Entombed Valley, might not feel as comfortable trying to defend any kind of early aggression.
Oh, that, and he wants to put on more pressure, and more units means more pressure. From what I'm seeing here, I think it might be like medevac timing, but +1 will be a little later. Generally, you'd want your eBay by now. I don't know. He's throwing down his second bunker, so it looks like he's playing a little more defensive than I thought he would.
Yeah, he definitely does not want to die right here. But throwing down those bunkers, not a huge investment, only 100 minerals, and when you salvage them, you get 75 of that back. So definitely worth it to be safe. And if you lose it, well, then you lost it because you needed it. And one of those stalkers actually going down right there to a Marauder without concussive shells. That's definitely a slip up there by Mana.
Yeah, I think he was keeping his stalkers a little close to the ramp there. Just generally you want, as soon as they're at the bottom of the ramp, you can see them, and that's the edge of your vision. But he had it close to the point where he lost a little bit of that time because he just lost a little bit of vision. +1 has now been started here for DeMusliM, as well as the 2 Forge for his opponent, along with a robotics facility. So we're gonna go into double upgrade Colossus. My words, man, they're just not going today.
Yeah, so this looks like it could definitely be some kind of a Squirtle push, something that we saw make its debut over at IPL 5 and has definitely made it into the repertoire of Protosses around the world, and something that Terran actually have a pretty hard time defending.
Yeah, it's really strong. If you don't scout it quick enough and you don't have the Vikings for it, you just can't defend it. Simple as that. Once you get like 2 Colossi with range, a bunch of Blink Stalkers that have like 2/2, not only can you probably kill your opponent with that, but you can take a third so safely.
Yeah. And DeMusliM actually breaking down the rocks to his own third right here. Probably going to be looking to drop a command center relatively quickly here. And yeah, the command center going down now. And moving up to 3 bases right here with his opponent on Colossi tech. Range has not been started just yet here. There it is started. But range is going to finish up a little bit earlier than +1/1. And that's going to be about the same time that 2 Colossi are going to be making their way across the map. This definitely looks like it's going to be a 2-base Colossus timing push. And I don't know if DeMusliM's going to be ready.
Yeah, I don't know. He could do that. I actually think he's going to expand. With only 6 gates, you generally are looking for an expansion. It's a little bit later. You can do it off 5 and you're still safe, but 6 gates isn't really quite what you want for an all-in. You want to go to a 7 or 8, so I don't think it's going to be that.
I'll bet you.
You'll bet me?
Yep.
All right, man.
Yep.
What are we betting?
I don't know, but I bet that this is going to be a 2-base push. He hasn't broken down those rocks yet. That's
true.
That's what's really doing it for me. But I think that, well, he's actually going to have to defend here. And DeMusliM does drop that scan. That scan does reveal the Colossus. But DeMusliM trying to push up anyway. Nice force field's going to be coming down. The Colossus is going to be making its debut by roasting a few Marines. And DeMusliM actually going to be dropping up here onto the high ground, trying to get that elevator up. But with 2 Colossi here and the majority of these units being Marines, DeMusliM, that was a huge flub.
Yeah. Well, it's definitely going to be a 2-base now. If he could expand safely, but now I agree with you. He should go, just because he killed that many units. He's got his 6 gates up. If he could let 2/2 finish first, but I think he should just go now.
Yeah, well, he's actually breaking down those rocks, so it looks like he is going to expand behind this. God dang it! I lost the bet.
Well, I kind of changed at the end, so no one really won.
Okay, we both lost.
Right. I lost less though.
That's like the really shitty version of everybody wins.
Yeah,
everybody lost. Oh, that's terrible. Zealot gonna go ahead and spot that factory over here, and Medevac gonna be making its way into the natural for a drop right now. These units aren't in the perfect position to deal with this, but they should be in sufficient position to deal with this. Although the Medevac going to be halted right now, waiting for the army to possibly move out onto the map. Mana actually already with Zealots and Stalkers in position in the the main to deal with any drop, but nothing right here going to be protecting the natural except for 2 Colossus. So those Marines definitely don't want to jump out of the Medevac right now.
No, Colossi are pretty good, and it looks like Mana should take his 3rd here in a moment. That or he's wanting to lose again. Well, he just threw down another 7th gateway, so he might actually attack. There is a proxy pylon. He can do some damage right here, but I think if he attacks, he's going to get dropped and probably lose his entire economy, so it'll be all in.
Yeah, Blink and +2 both going to be finishing here in about 45 seconds.
There it goes.
And so with those 2 things, this could be a very powerful timing. With 3 Colossi out on the map, Colossus production has ceased right now. He's starting to bank minerals, and DeMusliM's army trying to make a little bit of contact here, but take some big swipes. And with the very low medevac count, we only have 2 medevacs with this army right now, and the drop over here in the natural of Mana is actually doing a lot of damage, but Stalkers and Zealots being warped in are going to be able to clean this up very easily. All those probes make their way back over. But at the same time, Mana making his way into DeMuslim's main. There's a nice flank coming around right here. And 6 Vikings going to make good contact with a lot of these Colossi. 2 of the Colossus very low, but there is absolutely nothing remaining on the ground for DeMuslim, and I think Mana is going to be able to press on right here, take out the third, and even make his way into the natural right now, where there is a small amount of bio making their way in. The SCV's all coming off the line, but the Colossus says, ain't no way, homie, you defending this. He goes and roasts every single one of those SCVs, does fall there, but with this amount of Blink Stalkers on the ground, there's simply nothing that DeMuslim has left to deal with this. An offensive Blink up the ramp right there, and these Marauders are not strong enough to deal with these 2-2 Blink Stalkers. The last one of the Medivacs does in fact fall there, and I think DeMuslim is going to have to tap out at any second here. More offensive Blinks onto the production. GG comes out of DeMuslim.
Yeah, I mean, like we said, if he had just gone for a 2-base all-in, he would have won. As it turns out, he could not only take a third, but still attack and all-in, or still attack and win. So
yeah,
definitely there was a big advantage there for Mana, and he just took advantage of it.
Definitely, there just was not enough on the ground there. He had the correct composition to deal with those Colossi, with those 6 Vikings, and the flank there. He did a very good job of dealing with the Colossi, but the one left there at about 200 HP was enough to really obliterate everything left on the ground there. There was enough Zealots to really make sure that the Blink Stalkers were protected, and the Stalkers did the damage that they needed to do, and were able to clean DeMuslim up right there. Mana moves on in the upper bracket here.
Yeah, taking out those Vikings with all those Stalkers just took out the Vikings quickly, like you said. Well done.
Very well done indeed. All right, we're going to move on to another series, maybe something like Stefano Hasuobs. That's certainly a possibility here, but
it was good.
Yeah, we'll have to figure out which one we're going to be doing, but I think that we might do another one here today. Maybe not. We'll see. I've been your casting host, Beef. Check me out at youtube.com/beefpotpie1. Brandon, where can they find you?
Well, just as the previous 3 games, you can go into youtube.com/muatran.tv. It's MUATRAN.
All right. We're out for now. We'll be back with more casting action here from WCS Europe whenever we're back. Thanks for watching, guys.